Good morning, friends. Friends, in the last class, we have discussed about the law of variable proportion. Correct? In this today's class, directly we move towards to the law of returns to scale. So we may ask the question that what is the difference between the law of variable proportion and the law of returns to scale? Very simple. The law of variable proportion which operates in the short term period, where in the production process. In the same way, in case of the law of returns to scale, where it operates in the long run period over and above 5 years in the same production process. There we just see the difference in case of these two. The factors of production what we use in case of the law of variable proportion, some of are assuming as constant, some of are variable in nature, whereas in case of law of return to scale, all the factors are going to assume as variable in nature, which means no factors of production are assumed as constant, all are changing in nature. Okay, so let us come to our today's topic, the law of returns to scale. The law of returns to scale. The law of returns to scale. Friends, coming to the meaning point of view, the law of returns to scale is again, it is the relationship between the variable factors of production on the one hand and the output on the other hand. Which means here this law of variable proportion, the law of returns to scale is going to build the relationship between two things here. One side that the variable factors and the other side that is the output. Well, so that is how we just say the relationship between variable factors on the one hand and output on the other hand is called the law of returns to scale. Is called the law of returns to scale. Okay, we are just checking the relationship in between variable factors and the output. How these two have the relation here? By the change of variable factors, how it is going to change in the output, and that is what we are going to check it out through the help of the law of returns to scale. Well, so in case of law of return to scale, as I already told you, the factors of production, whatever we are going to use in the production process, either it may be land, labor, capital, organization, whatever, all these four factors of productions are going to be assumed as variable, changing in nature. Why actually we have to assume, or why we have to see that these all four factors of productions are going to changing in nature. Friends, as I already told to you that all these factors can be adjusted as per the requirement of the producer. However, he want to change, he can change. Why? Because he has enough time to change in the factors of production. So, which means over and above 5 years, where he can have sufficient time, right? So that is the reason here all the factors of production are going to be variable in nature. No factors are going to be fixed. Okay, well, so in this usually a law of returns to scale, it operates in the long run period, that is over and above 5 years. So here also we see 3 stages in case of law of return to scale. Let us come with these 3 stages. What are the 3 stages that we are going to see in case of law of return to scale? The first one in this is again increasing returns to scale. Increasing returns to scale. Second one, constant returns to scale. The last one, third one, that is diminishing returns to scale. Well, three stages: increasing returns to scale, constant returns to scale, diminishing returns to scale. In short form, we can also call these as IRS, CRS, DRS. Okay, so these are the three stages. Well, so let us directly move towards to understand this law of return to scale by the help of schedule and diagram. Let me go with the schedule now. Later I can just go with the diagram. Well, these three stages are here. Well, come to the schedule. Well, now just go for the schedule. Okay. Column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. The first one we can just say this is the stages. What are the three stages that we can present into this one? Stages. Okay. The next one, inputs. The third one, total product. The fourth one, marginal product. Okay. So stages, three stages we are going to do here. Stages 1, stages 2, stage number 3. Total 3 stages. What are the 3 stages here? Increasing return to scale, constant return to scale, diminishing returns to scale. Okay. So let us just go with this first one, that is increasing returns to scale. The first one, increasing returns to scale. So here what we are doing, in the inputs we are taking land and capital. We are taking two things here, land and capital. So land and capital both are now assumed as that is what variable in nature, not land, that is labor and capital. Labor and capital. That is 1 of labor, take 1000 of capital, 2 of labor, take 2000 of capital, 3 of labor, 3000 of capital. Okay? 1, 2, 3. That however you want, you can take an example. So if you want 1 labor, 2 labor, 3 labor, and here if you want 2000, 3000, 4000, you can also double it. Okay? So here what I am doing, by taking 1 of labor and 1000 of capital, 2 of labor, 2000 of capital, 3 of labor, 3000 of capital, like that I am just assuming myself. So here total product how it is going to be. So just before going to the total product, calculate marginal product. Take for example 10, 20, 30. Okay, this is the marginal product. Well, so coming to the next one, that is constant returns to scale. Constant returns to scale. Constant returns to scale. So in the constant, again the inputs are going to change. That as I already told, variable in nature. So I am increasing 4 plus 4000, 5 plus 5000, 6 plus 6000, 7 plus 7000. Again changing. Alright. So coming to this here. So as I had told, marginal product is going to constant. So after 30 it is 40, 40, 40 and 40. Fixed. That is what constant. Well, come to the last one, diminishing. Diminishing returns to scale. Okay. Third one, diminishing returns to scale. Here what I do, 8 plus 8000, 9 plus 9000, 10 plus 10,000. I have just made change in case of variable factors, labor and capital. So coming to this here, so as in the diminishing returns, that marginal product starts diminishing now, 30, 20, 10. By the use of the marginal product, you know that how to calculate the total product. That how you find total product, summation MP. So starting this 10, 10 plus 20, 30, 30 plus 30, 60, 60 plus 40, 140, 140 plus 40, 180, 180 plus 40, 220, 220 plus 40, 260, 260 plus that is what 30, 290, 290 plus 20, 310, 310 plus 10, 320. Okay, so again, what is our focus in this law of return to scale? And that is what inputs are the one side, output on the other side. Output, that how we have to focus in the marginal product. One is input and the other one is output, that is marginal product. Here the relationship that in the law of return to scale is going to be built by the in between inputs and the marginal product. Okay. Now just see in the increasing return to scale. Increasing return to scale. What actually in the increasing returns to scale is going to say? So in the increasing return to scale, by the increase of inputs, the marginal product also increases. Which means if I go with the meaning of our increasing return to scale, that is what the proportion change in the input is going to be less than the proportion change in the output, or in other words, the proportion increase or the proportion change in the output is greater than the proportion increase in the input. Okay, so that is how, if I write in this case here, first one IRS, what is going to be proportion increase in output, proportion increase in output is greater than input, is greater than input. You see, in the IRS, the proportion increase in output, how much proportion it is going to change? The proportion in between 10 to 20, 20 to 30, or here you can just say 10 to 30, 30 to 60. The proportion it is changing here. The first case 10, second case 20, third case 30, which means increasing. Here, how much of proportion increases in output, it is going to be greater than, it is going to be more than how much proportion it is going to be increase in the input. Okay, so that is what IRS tells us, how much of proportion that it is going to increase in output. Usually it is going to be more than the proportion increase in the input. Say for example 100% increase in input. Okay, increase in input, 100% increase in input leads to more than 100% increases in the output. See, if 100% increase in input, which leads to more than 100% increase in output, the proportion what it is increasing in output is usually more than the proportion which it is in the input. Okay, so this is what we are going to call, that is what increasing returns to scale. Usually all the variables factors what we are using here, either it may be labor or capital and all other remaining factors, that all are effectively utilized. The coordination among these are properly utilized, and the control, the management, all are efficient. Due to that reason, in the long run, the production is produced, the producer is producing good result, which means the marginal product is increasing in a better way. Okay, so this is about increasing returns. Coming to the second one, here you just see in the constant return to scale. So as and when the number of variable factors increases, usually the inefficiency occurs. But the manager what actually does, in order to maintain a balance in between input and output, he focuses on the constant returns. So constant returns usually when he focuses as the efficiency of the labors are the variable factors that he feels that it comes down when it starts decreasing. In that time period, by the proper control and the management, he tries to maintain the balance. Okay, so that is why in case of constant return to scale, by the increase in input, that he maintains constant in case of marginal product. So that is what this is the second one, that is constant return to scale, CRS, constant return to scale. So how do you define the meaning of this CRS? See, as we already seen, the proportion increase in output is greater than the proportion increase in input in case of that is IRS. But here what we say, proportion increase in output, proportion increase in output is equal to proportion increase in input. See, whatever proportion it is going to increase in input, the same proportion will be the output. For example, here, if 100% increase in input, 100% increase in input equals to 100% increase in output. Just you see, how much percentage it has increased in input? 100%. Exactly. The same 100% if it increases in the output, then we are going to call it as a CRS, constant returns to scale. The proportion what it increase from one to another, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, like that. Okay. The 100% increase in this input, the same 100% here. That is what from 140 to 180 it's a 40, from 180 to 220 it's again 40, which indicates 100% increase in this input leads to 100% increase in the output, that is in the marginal product, and that is what we are going to call it as a CRS, constant return to scale. So usually the manufacturer is going to show his talent that when he feels there is a chance of occurring inefficiency of the variable factors, that he concentrates to just to maintain the that is what balance in between input and output. This is CRS, constant return to scale. Coming to the third one, DRS. After certain level of these variable factors beyond the control of the producer, that he loses his control and the balancing of these two. So now what happens in the diminishing returns to scale? Even though he has more time, he is unable to bring the coordination among input and output. So in that time, the proportion what it is going to change in the input is going to be more than the proportion increase in the output. So in that way, if I am going to say this, proportion increasing input will be more than proportion increase in output. Now what happens here? Whatever proportion which increases in input is usually greater than the proportion increase in output, which means this diminishing returns is dead opposite to the increasing returns. In the increasing returns, the proportion increase in output will be more than the proportion increase in the input, but in case of diminishing returns, the returns to scale, that is proportionate increase in input will be more than proportionate increase in the output. Okay, so this is what diminishing return to scale. So if we say an example, if I take for example 100% increase in output or input leads to 100% increase in input leads to less than 100% in increases in output. Less than 100% increase in output, which means if 100% that is increasing in the inputs, that does not equal or not even that is what less than this 100% increase in output, which means here this will be more than this of output. 100% if it increases in the input, which means less than 100% is going to be in the output, which may be less than 100 is 70%, 80%, 90%, but however this will be less than of this input. Okay, this is diminishing returns. So usually what is the reason for diminishing returns here? So as I already told to you, the no proper coordination among the employees or the variable factors, and no proper control by the management, inefficiency of the management, and all these together makes the marginal product to diminish. And you may ask, is there any chance of go for the negative returns scale here? No, it's not possible. Why? Because immediately the manager take a precaution as he has more time in his hand to bring the balance between these two. Well, so any imbalance still, if it goes, if here it is already 10 now, so if it may be a chance of coming to 0, so he is not allowing it for coming to 0, so he stops here and he alters in the factors, and that to bring again efficiency in the variable factors and to increase in the that is what output. Okay, this is law of return to scale. So the same if we see in the diagram point of view. So diagram will be O by X is OX axis. Okay, increasing returns, constant returns, diminishing returns. So this is how we write IRS, CRS, and this is DRS. Yes. Okay. Y. This will give X 0. Here it is again input, and this is output. Well, so now you just see increasing returns, constant returns, and this is diminishing returns. We have not seen that in this case the curve of this productivity curve has not crossed OX axis, as already mentioned. The producer will not allow these factors of the output to come down towards to the OX axis. Well, so now you just see increasing returns, as already seen, increasing returns, which means the marginal product is increasing 10, 30, 10, 30, 10, 20, 30 and all. Okay, so why it is increasing? As I already told, the effective utilization of the resources and the proper control and the efficient management, that made this marginal product to increase, and this is increasing returns. And coming to the next one, constant returns. Constant returns, which means by making the balance between variable factors and the output, the manager is going to show his talent. So for that reason, he produces maximum 40 quantities and which maintains the balance, constant returns in case of the marginal product. So here we are going to see in case of this 40, 40, 40, 40, which means constant return to scale. After this constant return to scale, once that is what the control of the manager is going to loses, then it falls to the diminishing returns. Diminishing returns, in case of diminishing returns, the productivity that it starts decreasing. So which means earlier it was 40, 40 to 30, 30 to 20, 20 to 10, like that it comes down here. That is what we are going to call it as a diminishing returns. So usually in case of this diminishing returns, the manufacturer or the producer is going to lose his control almost because of the inefficiency, because of the no proper control over the variable factors, and also no proper coordination among the labors and all. That makes the marginal product to diminish 30 to 10. Okay. Well, so this is how we are going to study the law of return to scale in the long run with the 3 stages: increasing return to scale, constant return to scale, diminishing returns to scale. Well, so remaining things we'll discuss in the next class. Until stay at home, be safe. Thank you so much.